afternoon once again, and happy new week, happy new month of December. I can't believe it is already here in December. Welcome to Capuchin TV, and welcome to this special program on the taking care of your psycho-spiritual well-being. And my name is Reverend Father Dr. Joyzy Pius Egunjobi, and I'm your host here, or the presenter. For some time now, we have been talking about addiction, and I remember last week we talked about the connection between addiction and suicide, and we talked about because addiction could be a way of coping with somebody's one's depression, and at the same time could be can also lead to depression, especially when you have to deal with the shame and guilt and whatever that is attached to that addiction, and it can actually make somebody to commit addiction. Remember, we were here with us, our host. Our guest last week was Dr. Sam Ojoade, and today we'll be looking again further to look at how addiction actually affects our lives, especially how it has actually mesmerized our family. So today's topic is addiction and family. Addiction and family. Of course, maybe you yourself or somebody else in your family, or your father, your mother, your uncle, your aunt, your brother, your sister, could be your child, your daughter, your son, and your niece, your nephew may be suffering from one sort of addiction or the other, especially when we talk about addiction and family. The serious one is, or the most serious one is the influence or the impact of AOD, addiction, which is alcohol and other drugs in the family. And of course, we know that there are some of these drugs that are legal that we take, that you may see your father take it, you may see your mother take it, you may see your sibling or get involved in it because, of course, it is legal, especially when we talk about alcohol, and we know it from terms of morality. So like cigarettes, for example, yes, that is there. And in some other countries today, you start hearing about people talking about using marijuana legally for medical reasons and for whatever. So we are looking at when a person is addicted, how does it really impact the family? We know that alcoholism and, of course, drug addictions have obviously obvious, tremendous, and well-documented effects on chronic substance users, and not just on them alone, even on their family. And it has actually affected them significantly. I mean, the family members, and so those are the things we'll be looking at today. Just like somebody can get addicted because of the modeling or a member of the family, or maybe because it is permissible in that family, then also the addiction can also impart back on the family, and that is the relationship we are going to look at today. And I know that many times, many of us struggle with that, especially when you have a member of your family who is actually going through this situation of being controlled by either alcohol or other substances, especially those that are very common around us. So which part of which are you? Are you the person who actually suffering from addiction itself? Are you the alcoholic, or are you the substance abuser, or are you the spouse of the person? Because we know that the wife of the person who is suffering from addiction could actually be going through a lot. And we know that in the family, and even in marriages, addiction have led to separations, divorce, and of course is the reason for many, domestic violence, towards the spouse, and of course towards the children, and even sometimes towards the parents, from the child to the parent. Of course, are you a child in that family, and then who is actually witnessing your parents or your sibling going through that situation? Or is it your nephew or your niece? Is it your uncle or your aunt? Guess what? Is it your boyfriend or your girlfriend? that is going through this addiction, and then is getting onto you because you are actually not liking what this person is going through, and maybe the desire to help this person have a toll on you that you actually do not know even what to do. What we know is that families of the person with addiction suffer tremendously. And you can tell, many of us can tell that if you have somebody who is having a problem with addiction in our family, you can tell how burdensome it could be. Is it the attitude, the image of the family they are putting out there? Is it the way they actually also feel themselves when you have no control of them? Is it because they become abusive, and then they become maladaptive in different ways? Or is it because it has even caused them some another mental health challenges, maybe depression or anxiety, or it has even led to schizophrenia, So it has really affected many people. And then how do we cope with this? And how are you feeling as a member of the family that a family member is going through this serious problem that has actually invaded the whole of the society in a particular way that is very destructive and making society unproductive? So who are you again in that family? So we know that again addiction impacts our families financially, physically, even in the health situation, and of course psychologically. So financially, many family members, especially if it's the father of the head of the house that is actually suffering from addiction, it makes it so overweighing, and then on the family, especially when the money that this person is supposed to be using to take care of the family is what is being diverted to alcohol every now and then. So financially it could be very draining, and it could be very challenging that the children are unable to go to school. They couldn't put food on the table because every money this man has or this woman has is spent on this substance. Also, it could actually become health challenges in the family of the person of the addiction, or even of the person who is suffering from this addiction. Who are the family members, and what does that mean? It simply means that, of course, the person who is suffering from addiction, whatever, depending on which substance this person is addicted to. Let's use the one that is very common to us, alcoholism, and the person begins to have a serious problem with, the liver cirrhosis, and is dying, and it becomes a very big challenge on the family members who are trying to rescue this person from this sickness. And of course, from the issue of trying to treat the person too, you can also, there's a possibility that you transfer these issues to your children, and especially when you talk about FAS, for example, Fetal alcoholic syndrome, which is a kind of something that happens to children who are born of alcoholics. Maybe the mother was drinking so much when she was pregnant, or even the alcoholic partner or the drug use of the parents of the father can also infect that. So, and not just that, also, it could also impact us psychologically in such a way that our relationship in the family is impacted, and then we begin to have a mood swing. We begin to go into isolation. We begin to behave maladaptively. A lot of things on abuses. That also can happen. And like I said earlier, that also it can impact on the family socially. That the social interactions can become a very big challenge. That the husband and wife that used to be very good, they can communicate. The issue of communication becomes challenging because this man is drunk. This woman is drunk. And when somebody is drunk, what do you want to tell the person at that time? Probably nothing you can tell that person, because the person is not in his or her own right senses, and they begin to act in a way that is very abusive and challenging, and then they're coming home late. and so on and so forth. So it can also affect that. Of course, you become very brutal to your children, using coarse words, uttering words that is not worthy of anyone to say to anyone at all. Of course, you can say all these things because your sense of retention is very low when you are high of the alcohol or other drugs. So again, addiction can impact the family financially, physically, or with physical health, and of course your psychological well-being of the family. So that is just the little of it. When we come back, we go deeper into looking at how they impact different persons in the family, and of course what kind of role people begin to take in the family when they are actually suffer in a family where there's a person with addiction. So stay tuned and you will get us again when we come back. See you later.
The Psychospiritual Therapy Institute, which we of the Luke Stera Leadership Foundation, in collaboration with Miss Joachim, have set up, is a project that I am very excited about, and I am very happy that I am part of the birthing of this project. It is aimed at healing of pastoral agents that run into problem on account of widespread trauma, on account of burnout, on account of addictions, and all kinds of problems that pastoral agents do have. But with this project of the Psychospiritual Institute, we shall now be training experts in psychospiritual therapy who will be available in various countries, various dioceses and congregations to help their colleagues who are in difficult life situations of an emotional and psychological nature.
Are you looking for a quiet, productive, unique and relaxing location at the coast? Consolata Guest House has got it all for you. We are located in Likoni at the south coast. We have elegant, spacious and comfortable rooms at different packages for single and group occupancy at a pocket-friendly rates. We have excellent internet connection and spacious grounds for special events such as weddings and shooting. We provide fresh, delicious and healthy meals to cater for your health needs. In addition, we have a chapel to nourish you spiritually. For more information, booking and reservations, call us on 0768 117 280 or 0737 958 120. Email us at consolataguesthousemombasa@gmail.com.
So welcome back, and then again today we have been talking about addiction and the family. My name is Joyzy Pius, Egunjobi, Reverend Father, and in a very special way today I want to congratulate those who are having their graduation, Ryan Wanjiku and the Lucy. I want to congratulate you for this special occasion in your life that you have graduated, and as your family rejoice with you, I also rejoice with you from the studio here. Again, Ryan and Lucy, this is for you. However, So back to what we're talking about, the family and addiction. We will be entertaining call at this moment, anytime from now. You can see the number on the screen, and call into the number if you have any question or you have a contribution or whatever you want to actually tell us, that also to share these experiences of a family with addiction. And before we went on break, I was talking about addiction as it impacts the family's finances, physical health, and the psychological well-being. So what actually happens when one person actually suffers from addiction is the fact that it puts the entire family in a maladaptive behavior, whether you like it or not, because this addiction actually changes the family dynamics of functioning. So we usually say that addiction in a family can also lead to what we call dysfunctional, can lead to what we call dysfunctional family. And then what does that mean? It simply means that you see different people within a family begins to play different roles, especially if this is affected the parents or maybe even one of the children. And it can actually change the dynamics in the house, because the zeal and the intention to rescue this person with addiction can also make things really terrible, not just between the husband and wife, also between parents and children and anyone at all. Again, you can call us to the number you see on the screen in case you want to ask a question or you want to make a contribution. So, including the addicts, there are 6 family roles in addiction that are used to understanding how the family functions around the substance abuses or alcoholism. The family members begin to take roles. When we say 6 family roles, does not mean 6 children. Somebody can actually 1 or 2 or 3, 4 roles playing in the life of the addict or in the family in general, that actually have obstructed what we call the family dynamics. So one of the roles is we have the role of enabler. The enabler. We also have the role of a scapegoat. We have the role of hero. We have the role of a mascot, and we have the role of a lost child, and of course we have that of the addict himself. So what does that mean to say somebody is a person with addiction himself, or is a lost child, or is the mascot, or is the scapegoat, or is the hero, or is the enabler? So I begin from being enabler. This role is often assumed by a non-addicted spouse or older child. Especially when you talk about the older child, especially in the single parent homes. The enablers, they take this desire to take care of all the things that the person with addiction left undone cannot do, including taking care of the finances, ensuring children get to school, and making justification for the addicts or the person with addiction in social or business situation. So the enabler is frequently in denial about the severity of the addiction problem in the family, and will continually make excuses for the person with addiction instead of getting them professional help. Sometimes they can even say, because I don't want, stop going out to drink, I'll be buying you the drink in the house. And of course, they still bring the drink into the house till the person drinks to the stupor. And guess what? Remember, anytime that person gets drunk, or is that the addictive behavior, everything in the family is not the same, because nobody can communicate effectively with him or her, and he or her cannot communicate effectively with the person. So the enabler begins to make things, is enabling this person to dwell more into his addiction. Again, we have what we call the hero. The hero is and also could be an older child in the family who overachieves and appears confident and serious. Heroes take responsibility in their home. They want to take care of everything. They are the hero. They are solving the problems. They are fixing things. They are making, they're reconciling people in the family. And then they exceed that developmental stage. And this could be even a small child trying to play this role, Again, please call at any time. At any time you can call the number you see on the screen so that, we can contribute to what we are saying. And maybe you can share your experience, which function or which role are you taking also in a family that is being inflicted with addiction. So the hero, like I said, apart from trying to fix things, is obsessed with perfection. So it makes the role increasingly difficult to maintain as addiction progresses and responsibility continues to mount. So again, the person is not finding it easy too, but is trying to make things work. We also have another set of kind of role, which is what we call the scapegoat. I remember in The Lion King, when Mufasa was talking about Scar, he said, and then Sasu was saying, oh, this is a stubborn one. He said, well, there's one in every family, and there could be two in some. There could be scapegoat, and these are the people who are habitually misbehaving, displaying deviant tendencies in the face of authority. They are challenging the authority of the parents, challenging the authority of everyone. They are not listening. They do everything. So that's the scapegoat. And we also have the mascot. The mascot actually, like the people that try to make things, they try to make the family look as if everything is okay. That even when in the midst of quarrel and the rest, you find them cracking jokes and trying to, to ease the tension in the family. The mascots, they are aware that their comedy may be bringing a momentary sense of relief for the family, and will continue to maintain this role in order to achieve balance and comfort at home. We may find another role like the lost child. These are the ones that actually, when the trouble comes, you just see them, they just pack themselves into one angle and they are not communicating at all. They live a kind of isolated life in the family, and they don't contribute to the tension, and it is difficult for them actually in social situation to engage in fantasy play, So they distract themselves both emotionally and physically from negative home environment. And of course, we have the addict himself, or the person with addiction also, who actually suffer this, this disease, and then maybe going through some kind of a shame, guilt, and remorse about the pain and distress they have caused their families. So what we are trying to say here is that when these roles are established during childhood, they become behavioral patterns that continue to play out and evolve throughout adulthood. You can see the way you relate to things in your life, many of them is the way you actually grown up. So if you grow up in a family where there are addicts or there's addiction problem, it actually can affect you when you grow up to be in the way you relate with your environment. Again, you can call in the number before we finish this program today. It's almost coming to a close, and but if you don't have any questions, that's okay. So we still continue to see how addiction still affects our lives. In the coming weeks, we'll be looking at actually the treatments and how can this actually be treated, even though we know it actually disorganizes our families, and the many people are crying seriously because they don't know what to do with this person with addiction who actually does not care, and whose relationship is only with the addicts. And of course, the issue of what they call codependency also, that when you become addicted to the person who is addicted to the substance or to something else. And then again, you become like an enabler, not be able to affirm yourself or to be assertive, to make, in keeping the family rules. Again, when addiction stumps, it scatters the family dynamics and it can be very challenging for the person himself who is an addict, and then also to every person relating with that person in the family. And it can take away what we call family responsibility and family wellness, psychologically, socially, spiritually, physically, and of course, in every way, holistically. Once again, my name is Joyzy Pius Egunjobi. This is Capuchin TV. We have this program every Thursday from 2:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern African time, and of course, the program is taking care of your psycho-spiritual self, your well-being. So, again, is there a call coming in? We can give you small time to relay with you.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, is Capuchin?
Hello? Oh, the call dropped. Sorry about that. I may want to wait 1 or 2 minutes to actually wait for you. If you can go to call back, we'll be very glad to hear you, and just tell us your name and where you are calling from, and then go straight to what you want to say. Okay, it seems it's not. Okay, the call is coming in again.
Hello.
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 Yes, your name please, and where are you calling from?
Hello. Yes, Capuchin.
Yes, please.
Yes. Hello, Father.
Hello. Sorry, we lost it again. Anyway, you can call us on that number that you find on the screen, and after the program, I will be very glad to relate with you or to still answer your. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
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 Yes, I'm hearing you.
Hello, Father. I know you are there.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Father, I have a few questions to ask.
Okay, please.
Yes, Gideon.
Okay. Pole. Pole sana. Pole sana. All right, so I think we are still having a problem with your connection. Maybe it's your network of where you are. But thank you, Gideon, for making the trial. You can call me after the program, and then we'll be able to chat over what your question is about. Again, once again, this is Capuchin TV, and this is a program taking care of your psycho-spiritual well-being. My name is Joyzy Egunjobi. Bye-bye.